Hi, I'm Barry and welcome to Power Equipment Discounters. Today we're going to be following up on the last video we did, which was how to respool your trimmer head, and we're going to be looking at what type of line to use. It's a common question we get asked in store every day, and online via email people want to know what's the right line to use for my trimmer and what's the best line. To start off, we'll just discuss sizing because that's mainly where people start. There are 4 or 5 different types of line sizes. The first is 1.6 mil. That's a very small line. That's the diameter of the line is 1.6 millimeters. 2 mil, 2.4, 2.7, 3 mil, 3.3, and then 4 mil and above. The 1.6 mil line should only be used in electric trimmers. So for those of you that have fly mode trimmers or any of the Azito, Ryobi trimmers, they take 1.6 millimeter line. So it's a very thin line. For those of you using bench shaft petrol trimmers, so that once again, Ryobi, Homelight, Husqvarna, Still, there's lots of them out there. Use 2 mil line as a general rule of thumb is the diameter you need to buy. If you have a bench shaft machine that's got a bit more power, some of the Echoes, for example, or Shindaiwa have a bench shaft trimmer that's got a lot more power, then you can go up to 2.4 mil. If you have a straight shaft brush cutter, so that hasn't got a bend in it, it's one solid long shaft, you can run anywhere from 2.4 up to 3 mil. As a general rule of thumb, 2.4 to 2.7 is most popular, up to 25 cc. From 30 cc and above, it's normally 3 mil. When you're getting into your 43 cc and your larger brush cutters, it's 3.3 up to 4 mil. Just for those of you out there, there's a lot of people that say, oh, the thicker line is better. That is not always the case. Thicker line is not always the correct line to use for your trimmer. The reason being is that the thicker line you run, the slower your trimmer head will actually run if you don't have enough cc to run that line. So what I say to people is always, as a general rule of thumb, go on what I've said before with the correct size for your cc rating. Do not go and put a thicker line in thinking it's going to last longer, because all that ends up happening is you lose cutter head speed, which means the trimmer doesn't trim the grasses effectively. You get excess wear and tear on the clutch of the trimmer if it has one, and you get excess wear and tear on the gearbox head of the straight shaft trimmer. So I always tell people, try to get the right size line for the right trimmer. And if you have any problems or queries on that, you can always send us an email or give us a call and we'll be happy to help you out. Okay, next thing is, once you've decided what size line you need, what brand of trimmer line do you buy? If you've ever shopped for trimmer line, there's heaps of different brands out there. Bunnings carry their own range, Mitre 10 carries their range, the hardware stores, independent hardware stores have their range. You'll see trimmer line from Binorm out there, you'll see trimmer line from Gripsky and Sons. There's lots of different line. The advice I can give you is try to buy a line that's 100% nylon. Now that's not easily discernible by simply looking at some trimmer line to determine what's 100% nylon and what's not. So the best way to do it is to start off with a small roll of the brand that you choose and give it a go at home. You'll soon find out if it's not very good trimmer line, because what happens is that whole pieces of line snap off. So when you're using the trimmer line, instead of just the edge wearing when you're up against your driveway or a concrete wall or a retaining wall, you'll find that the whole piece of the line actually snaps off. And then you're continually having to bump your trimmer head, or if you're really unlucky, having to manually feed the line out, which is annoying, but you'll find that it's snapping off big chunks of line. What you want to do is buy a line or find a brand out there that's only wearing the tip of the line off when you're actually cutting the grass, or you're up against a retaining wall. So it's only the end that wears thin on them rather than a whole chunk breaking off. That is a line which is typically 100% nylon. Now you'll find in a lot of cheaper brands out there that they are recycled nylon lines, so they're not 100% nylon, they're made of recycled plastics. And those are the ones that end up breaking large pieces off. So try to buy a line that's 100% nylon, and yes, you will pay more for that line, but it will reward you in the long run because you'll use less of it, and it's going to be a hell of a lot less frustrating. So the line that we sell in store, which is a good line, we'll start with our base line, is the Husqvarna trimmer line. They use a X-Force line. It's a good quality line. It is 100% nylon and very strong. So that is a good brand. Another brand that we sell a lot of is Trailblazer. This is a very good brand of line. It's used by a lot of commercial contractors out there. Once again, 100% nylon and very good. That is in a round. You can also buy the Trailblazer under a different name. It's called Diamond Edge. It's a very good line, but it is also a square line. Now, the difference in shape between your square lines or your diamond shaped lines and your round lines, a lot of people prefer the square shaped line for cutting performance because it's got a sharp edge. However, there's one proviso. A square line will wear through your eyelets faster. Now, the eyelets are the little holes in the plastic head. They've got a metal ring in them where the cord feeds out of. If you have a square edge line in there and you're doing a lot of trimming, be aware that the square edge line will wear through that eyelet a lot faster, and it'll actually wear a groove in there. So a lot of people who have eyelets, we recommend going with a round line for longevity of your head. It's going to wear a lot better with a round line in there. So that's something to think about. Another brand which I don't have with me today, which is proving very popular, particularly in our Canberra stores, is Jackmax. It's a very good quality line with a clear outer lining and a solid inner core. It's very hard wearing, and we've got excellent reviews from that. So Husqvarna line, Trailblazer, Diamond Edge and Jackmax are just 4 of the brands which we sell a lot of trimmer line in store for, and they all work very well. Just as a final tip, when storing your line, if you're going to buy a big roll of line like this one over here, which is 86 meters, for some of you with smaller yards, that'll last you a long time. If you store your line in water, that'll make it last a lot longer. What water does is it keeps the line supple, stops it from drying out, and that will increase the longevity of your line. So just store it in a little bucket of water in your shed or wherever you keep that over there, and just make sure that it's in there, and that'll make it last a hell of a lot longer. So if you're looking for longevity out of line, water is a good solution. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it informative. Like I said, send us an email or give us a call if you need any further clarification on anything today. And don't forget to subscribe to powerequipmentdiscounters.com.au. Thanks very much.